Howdy folks, so I'm outside Centennial Home Brewing Supplies in Vancouver, and we're going to go inside and start learning a little bit more about the brewing process. So let me flip this around. Here we go, Centennial Home Brewing Supplies. The address is down in the comments. And oh wow, you smell the smell of like beer that's not beer yet, I guess. Barley and hops in here. Oh, look at this. This is obviously all the flavorings, and you've got all of these different malts and grains and everything. Hey gentlemen, how's it going? So, yeah, sorry, I'm busy filming. We're going to start a little microbrewery on Gabriola Island, me and a mate, and we've been thinking about, obviously we're going to start small, just actually start making beer. So I just want to know, what would you suggest we use to start off? Sorry, your name?
I'm Brian, I'm the owner of Centennial Home Brewing.
Nice to meet you,
nice
Brian.
To meet you. Kelly?
Yeah, Kelly.
All right.
Cool.
I'm Fred, I'm the help.
And we've got Fred there. How's it, Fred?
Well, here we have a starter kit bundle, which is all like your fermentation and testing stuff. You get everything on this list.
Okay, so can you brew beer with us already?
Yes, you can brew beer with this.
Okay, but we wanted something a little bit.
There's more things you need too.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll still need this, but you also need the pot for cooking, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that is
so,
not included.
Okay, so this is without the pot for cooking.
Yeah, exactly. So pots for cooking, I recommend the all-in-one Brewzilla system for where you're mashing and cooking is going to happen.
So here we go, guys. This is the Brewzilla system. It's like a full-on whole pot with everything digital and what, Wi-Fi?
Yep.
Okay. So what does Wi-Fi mean, Brian?
Wi-Fi. So like,
can I control it from my phone, or do I still have to?
Yeah, you can control it from your phone. You can control it from your home computer, and also on the panels in front. The Wi-Fi. So like, if you're not around, you can just say, turn up the temperature on your phone, like apps and stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
It's extra stuff, but it's this wrapped system. It's called, like, it's a new technology.
Yeah.
R-A-P-T, and that's. Do you know much about the wrap system, Fred?
I do not know much about the
I'm sure we can figure it out.
Yeah,
so it's
it
fine.
has to do with, like, it monitors everything that's going on inside the system.
Okay.
It's like a pill.
You put a little.
It's like a little pill
thing. You put a little pod. In the what you're doing, whether it's fermenting or brewing, and it's real time feedback as to like temperature or what's going on.
Oh wow!
I think there's like hygrometer, like gravity reading.
Yeah, when you're in the fermenter stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it basically lets you know what's happening with your brew.
Yes.
Okay, so I know absolutely nothing about brewing. We're starting 100% fresh here.
Right.
So that pot, what do I do with that pot? I start off.
It's more than just a pot. Right?
Oh,
it's a whole brewing system.
Yeah.
So it's a kettle, and it's got like a basket inside where the grain goes.
Yeah.
And a lid on top, and a pump.
Okay.
For recirculation around the grain, and then so that's called your mash. You set the temperature for about 150 degrees Fahrenheit, 67 Celsius.
Yeah.
Let it go for like an hour.
Okay, so I'll put the
you
grain.
lift the grain up, and it'll hang right on top of the system.
Yeah.
The basket, you can set the basket literally on top, and then dump some hot water through it, and that rinses the grain and fills up the kettle.
Okay.
And then when the kettle's filled, that's called wort now. Basically unfermented beer.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you bring it to a boil. Set that. You don't need any Wi-Fi for this. and then it brings it to a boil. Hops are going to be added. Boil away, and for like another 60 minutes, and then you chill it. And it comes with a wort chiller as well. And then it'll chill it in about 10-15 minutes. And yeah, then you drain it out the bottom into one of the bucket that I showed you earlier in your standard starter
Or this
kit.
thing over here.
Or this thing, even better. Skip the bucket and just go straight to something like this.
It just looks cooler, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is absolutely for only a few dollars more. It's fantastic, and you can actually pressurize this and serve beer right out of here like a keg.
Okay.
if you wished. Or you can siphon it into bottles, whatever have you.
Yeah, I guess we're going to try and do bottles.
Yeah.
So just
Options.
a totally different question. In order to move to the step where you start, I can't sell the beer I make on this. I
You need a
will be
license
locked
for that.
up.
Yeah. You
Okay.
need a license to sell beer.
Okay.
A brewery license. That comes later.
And how
But
much
you
does
can give it away.
how much does it cost to get a brewery license?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You know idea.
So, I'm into home brewing.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay, so just
I'm not a brewery.
to make 100% clear the process, you start up this thing, you put in your grains at the top, you boil it for about an hour, then you lift the basket out, you rinse it with hot water, you let it ferment for about another hour, hour and a half.
Ferment? Sorry, you
you
boil it for
boil
like
it.
an hour.
Yeah?
Yeah. Then you're gonna chill it
Chill it, yeah?
in the kettle, and then when it's cool, then you're gonna drain it.
Drain
out
it into
your fermenter. If you go with this one, this cool fermenter here, which I would totally recommend. We can watch the fermentation happen. And
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And
how long does it sit in there?
Take about 1 to 2 weeks, depending on variables, but a couple weeks tops.
Okay, and there's obviously a crap load of recipes for beers.
Yeah, we
and
got
stuff.
recipe books here and stuff.
Okay, and so I can come in here, if I've got one of these, I can come in here and I can buy a kit to make a specific beer and get all the grains and all the hops and everything and the recipe.
Minutes away.
Oh, wow.
We whip that up for you. That's what we do here.
Well, that sounds absolutely amazing. All right, and that was Brian and Fred from Centennial Brewing, and like a dumbass, I actually stopped the camera there because I thought, oh, we're done. Brian told me what was going on and that was it. And then I went in with them and I started chatting a little bit to them. And that was the conversation I should have actually recorded, but I will do it next time. Suffice to say that Brian and Fred are two very knowledgeable guys when it comes to brewing beer and when it comes to home brewing. And it was quite interesting. I mean, we were chatting about what's the weirdest thing they've seen people put in beer, like beetroot beer, and pumpkin beer apparently is a big thing over autumn or towards the end of the year, what pumpkin spice season, whenever that is. And then the other thing that they were telling me is that it's not that hard to brew beer. You can brew beer. He says it's actually really hard to screw it up. You literally just need to make sure that everything is kept very nice and very clean and sanitized. And there's recipes for all of these beers. One thing they did say is we should not start experimenting with our own recipes. He's like, learn to brew beer first. Just first learn how to do the rest. Brew a bunch of recipes, get your skills right. And as long as you can follow a recipe, you can make beer. It is that easy. And then we were also chatting about the cost of homemade beer. So roughly, according to Brian, who's the owner of the shop, according to him, there's, the variety. You can go from, he says, on a standard batch of about 23 liters, your cost will vary from anywhere from about $40 to $60 for everything, excluding the water. So I mean that comes into somewhere around $1.50 to about $3, $2 something a liter, which is not a lot. I mean that's fairly cheap, and might actually be worth it to get a home brewing kit just to stop buying beer. Interesting. And you're not allowed to sell the beer, of course, but you are allowed to give the beer away, so you can have the beers with your mates. Anyway, folks, I'm definitely going to head back to Centennial Brewing, Home Brewing Supplies at some stage, because the guys are really awesome. They're really helpful. They're really friendly. And if you're into home brewing or you're thinking about it, I would go and stop there with Brian and Fred. Fred's there only on the weekends, though. All right, folks, you all have a good one. I'll keep you updated. Cheers.